Are you following politics? You're in Arkansas now, right?
I am, but no, I'm not following politics. I try to keep the TV and stuff off the news and everything. Like, I've never been just a real political person, but especially for Navy's sake, here lately, when there's all these things on the news and like the laptop comes out, I don't want Navy to see those leaked photos. Someday she's going to have to, but not right now. She shouldn't have to see that of her father or there's pictures they'll have on the screen if they're talking, and it'll be like inauguration picture, and there's the whole family, and she'll be like, Mom, who is that? Who is my dad holding? And then she wants to know, well, how come they're all there and I'm not? And so I try to keep the news off and stay out of it. And I know it's horrible. I'm not able to answer all these political questions that people throw at me because I'm so out of the loop when it comes to it. But yeah, no, I'm not a political person. I was on one podcast at one point, and before we went on, they were talking about something, and I was just sitting there, and he's like, "You're really not a political person." I was like, "No, I don't have no clue what you're talking about right now."
Are you going to be voting Democrat this year?
I don't know. I don't know enough about Kamala.
Got it. Okay, so I do want to ask you, what do you think is the most misunderstood aspect of your relationship with Hunter Biden?
The fact that it was, like met at a club and a one-night stand. It was, and that's one thing, I didn't want my daughter to think that narrative that everyone had created is what it was. I knew Hunter. I'd been around Hunter multiple times. I'd been to all of his houses. I fell in love with Hunter, and this beautiful child came from it. And I'll always care about him and always wish him the best. And, I just, with all of this being said, there's that hope for redemption. I think the book ends with that hope for redemption as well.
Right. And I mean, this is like a very cliche thing to ask you, but if Hunter was listening, if you could say something to him, what would your words to Hunter Biden be right now?
Call your daughter. It's really simple. I can't imagine having a child out there and not being in its life. I can't imagine not being in this child's life. She's absolutely the best of both worlds. She's so much of him and she's so much of me, and she's great all the way around. And, I think he could learn a lot from her. She's great. I tell her, the first time I'm explaining to her who her dad is and, why haven't they been to see me? Why have they not visited me? And I talk about how busy they are and how far off they live. And, then we get to talking about her grandfather being the president. I'm trying to explain it to her in a way, she's a little mind. And so, just some things at a time. And she says, oh, that's why they haven't been to visit me. They've been out there helping everybody else. But when they're done helping everybody else, then they'll find time to come see me. And it's like, I wish that I had that, that way of thinking, like, oh, okay, and making excuses, because she's great. And she's so much of him and so much of me, but she got the best of both worlds.
You are an author now. What can we expect in the future from you? What are you going to be doing?
I would actually love to advocate for those women that find themselves in these type situations. And here recently, I've been getting a lot of messages, and even one has sent me this last week, and it was a lady, and she told me prior to that her situation was dead similar to mine. And I was like, oh, okay, well, loved it. And then she sent me an article that the Daily Mail did on it. And apparently it was, her child's father was some big public figure in like Saudi Arabia or someplace. And she said, you motivated me and you inspired me to fight for my daughter the way that you have fought for yours. And, I read the article that she sent, and it resonated with me, because I thought, if my life could impact, or my story could impact one person, then it's worth telling, and it has. It's already impacted people. And I would love to, help people women who find themselves in that situation, and mothers who go through the fact that, they do it all alone, and their child's father either doesn't want to be in the child's life, or hasn't stepped forward. And even addiction, if I can be a voice for people who have cared about someone with addiction in the way that it's not only impacted my life, but my daughters. And if I can help anyone else in the situation, then I feel like my story's worth telling. And that's what I would love to do moving forward.
Out of the Shadows, My Life Inside the Wild World of Hunter Biden is out now. London, tell people where they can buy the book.
I believe it's on Amazon and anywhere books are sold.
I can attest, you guys, this is a great book. It's really well written. It's good from the moment you open it. I can't wait to finish it. Honestly, London, I think it's great. I enjoyed you so much. I think you're fascinating. I wish you and your daughter, Navy, nothing but the best.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.